Alright, hey guys, welcome to this session by Great Learning. My name is Anirudh Rao, and in this session, we are going to understand how you guys can build your career in data science and data analytics. If you guys are professionals who are looking forward to taking your next step in these two fantastic domains, right, guys? So I welcome you all to this session from wherever it is that you guys are tuning in from. But before we go ahead and begin the session, I want you guys to quickly head to the chat box and type in a quick yes or a no. Type in a yes if you can hear me fine, and of course if you can see my screen fine, right? As soon as you guys give me the confirmation, we can get started with the session, right? Now guys, while you go on to give the confirmation, I want to tell you something very important about today's session. In this session, we're going to be understanding a lot about analyzing, assessing the current trends of the market and aligning your learning and aligning what you should look forward to learning and understanding in this particular year, right? So we're going to be taking a look at a lot of details, especially in these two domains, data science and data analytics. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am for this particular session, right? Now, let me quickly check the comment section, guys. Jitendra says yes. Manoj says yes. Akash says yes. Guys, welcome to this session. Thank you so much for all of your confirmation, right? Now, superb guys. To start out this particular session, first let's quickly take a look at the agenda for what we have planned for you guys today. Now, this entire session is completely put together to make sure that you guys have complete clarity on how you guys can build your career in these domains, right? Now, it should not come as a surprise to you that data science and data analytics have been trending for the last 5-6 years, and it has been predicted that it's going to remain trending for the next 10-15 years, right? So we're going to be discussing a lot about that. But before we get into the details about what skills you have to learn, what should you focus on, how can you find a structured approach to learning all of these content, let's start out this session by actually taking a quick look at the concepts of data science and data analysis. Let's have a quick introduction, because even if you guys are freshers, even if you guys are people who have never used data science or data analytics, I can promise you that you might have used one or two products that has basically this technology in it, right? Super. Now, I can understand that some of you are joining us who might be professionals who's looking forward to making a jump to data science and analytics from some other domain as well. So you guys are also gonna have a fantastic time, right? Superb. Now guys, after we take a quick look at data science and data analysis, we are going to understand how it is that you guys can concentrate, what skills are required in the market today, what is trending, and we can align all of these things to that. Right now, once you go on to take a look at understanding the skills as well, you will be very much interested to understand where you should focus if you're building your career here. Right now, data science and data analytics are huge domains. These are super vast domains, so it becomes very important that you not only have a structured learning, but at the same time you also have a structured pathway that you can take, through which you will know which item, which module, which library, which tool that you guys should focus on, because time is of the essence. Right now, once we go on to check all of that, we will also be taking a look at a very in-depth analysis of one of the specialization programs. In fact, two specialization programs we have here at Great Learning for data science business analytics and data science and engineering as well. Now, ladies and gentlemen, since we are trying to find the most structured way of how we can approach these things to make sure that you have a very solid concrete start for your career, I present to you one of the PG programs that we have here at Great Learning, the website, right? Of course, as soon as you go on to the Great Learning website, you're going to see all these various programs that you guys can look around, understand what it is, which domain it is that you guys are looking forward to, and eventually picking one up. Now, since this domain is aligned towards data science and business analytics, and of course data science and engineering as well, I want to take a quick second to guide you about this particular program. Of course, now we are going to be coming back into this particular web page to try and understand if everything here you see is exactly what is required by the industry and it is aligned. But what you have to know at this moment of time is this is a 11-month post-graduation program that we have here at Great Learning, wherein you guys will go from being beginners, people who know something, who know a little bit about the domain, and you guys are very serious about about building your career here, because I have to tell you, right, when we take a look at salary trends, when we take a look at how quickly the world is hiring for experts here, you will be very surprised to know that data science and data analytics always are on the top, right? So guys, we're going to be discussing a lot about this program, about why you guys should be discussing, why should we even discuss about data science and business analytics, how valid it is in the year 2021. Trust me, it is amazing. And after that, we're going to be taking a look at everything that is required by the industry and try to map what it is that you guys are going to be learning throughout these programs as well, right? We're going to be talking about the faculties, the mentors, the advantages that you get with respect to great learning products, and a lot more. But before we dive right into the heart of the subject, before we try to even understand that, hey, we have a structured program that will take you to your career goals, we need to understand what it is, and we have to make some assessments before we get there, right? Before that, I want to ask you a quick couple of questions regarding did you know. Now, here are some really important facts which you may or may not know. First of all, the most important fact, regardless of you guys being freshers, professionals, or if you guys are even experienced professionals in the data science industry itself, this you guys will know for sure, right? Data science and data analytics are always in the top 1 or top 2 spot for the highest paid careers in the entire 21st century. Now guys, saying that data science and data analytic roles are the highest paying roles, the highest paying careers ever, right? When they're saying 21st century, that's what we mean. This is super important for all of you all to understand, right? Because at the end of this video, at the end of the specialization programs that you guys will be completing, you will have to understand that, hey, what it is am I getting into, right? At the end of your program, at the end of your learning, when you actually go on to get onto your first job and start working on this, what is it that is required? What are some of the things we need to map which are very important? We're going to be discussing that as well. Now, coming to the second point, it says both data science and analytics are key to achieving artificial intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, AI is the future and the future is now, correct? Artificial intelligence is used everywhere, right from when you open your mobile to type something on Google, or you say, hey Siri, which song is this, right? Even the most simplest task that we do today is almost supported by an artificial intelligence entity to make the product that much better, right? Now, even something as simple as you're searching something on Google, and while you're typing itself, it will start predicting what it is that you want. Now, how many times have you saved, you would have saved a ton of time by actually just selecting what Google shows you automatically instead of you typing the entire thing out, right? Simple. It has been integrated very well into our lives, and going ahead, it is the future, and I'm very sure these roles are still going to stay on the top, right? Now, when you think about where these roles are used, right? Where are we even seeing data scientists and data analysts fit really well? First of all, when you think about anything, right from students learning the concepts to researchers actually working on this and bringing us so many prototypes, so many applications, researchers are the reason why we understand saying, hey, this domain can be used for this particular purposes, right? Now, there is so much research about using data science in the field of medicine, using it for even finding vaccines and all of that. Well, there has to be a researcher who thought of all of this, right? And of course, there are millions of researchers who do this. And when you think about an enterprise grade application, when I say enterprise grade application, think about how Google, Facebook, Snapchat, any of these companies who are worth billions if not trillions of dollars, how they make use of these roles as well, right? So the fun fact that for you guys to know here is either of these roles is fitting everywhere, right from the most beginner basic roles all the way to solving enterprise grade problems. And one important trend that you guys have analyzed and assessed, I am sure, is the fact that job openings for these two domains, data science and data analytics, has just gone up and up and up, right? Think about it. Back in 2020, I think it was in the months of March or April, that is when the world went into a panic. The job market went into a panic where a lot of people were being eventually dropped from their jobs. They were being let go, right? Even in the most even in that situation where a lot of people were losing their jobs, the requirement for data scientists, the requirement for business analysts, the requirement for experts in these domains were just climbing up while everything else was slightly coming down. Of course, I'm not saying that 100% of the people stayed and they were just hiring again and again. What you have to understand is when every other job opening closed or they came down, they paused for a minute because of COVID, this particular role, data science and data analytics, was eventually skyrocketing like never before. That shows you the power of the domain, right? Now, to quickly ask you about if you have used a couple of products of data science and data analytics, I can promise you have. Think about you and your friends going on a very quick vacation, right? Maybe you guys went to the Maldives, maybe you guys went to Goa for 5-6 days, you guys were relaxing. And what happens when you go on a vacation? You click a lot of pictures, correct? Once you click a lot of pictures, it is usually common to upload it all on social media. Now, when that is the case, when you actually go on to upload it to Facebook, do you realize that Facebook automatically tags your friends for you? Well, how does Facebook know that there are people present in the image? How does it know where the face of the person is? How does it know how to recognize someone that is present in the face? All these technologies, all these things which feel so subtle to us are because of these fantastic domains like data science and analytics, right? It's not just Facebook. Think about Netflix. We absolutely all love TV shows, am I right? You have to understand that Netflix, even though maybe we just go there to relax and watch one or two TV shows, there is so much of artificial intelligence, and like it's all, I want to say it's almost powered entirely by the concepts of data science, because Netflix is the number one platform in the world where whenever you want to stream any TV shows or movies, at least in my opinion. And when you look at how they work, how they make the product work, there is so much of integration of data science and so much of artificial intelligence that is going on in there that eventually makes it super popular as it is, right? So you have used data science products, but what is it about data science and what is it about data analytics that right now in the year 2021, and of course in the last couple of years, is making this role skyrocket across without any control, right? Well, to answer that particular question, as a professional who's probably jumping in from another domain to data science, this is something which is the biggest add-on, the biggest advantage for this particular domain. Whenever you think about any domain, right, cloud computing, digital marketing, any of these, there it is all possible to actually try to assess where a metric that went wrong in the past, right? When something happened in the past, you can analyze it, assess it, and say, hey, this is how we can go on to fix that particular problem. But here in data science, one big advantage that you guys have is not just analysis of the past, but you can also predict what will happen in the future, right? Again, you have used this feature, let me tell you. When you go onto your mobile phone, when you click on your weather application, and or when you just say, hey Google, what is the weather like tomorrow morning? Well, it is not tomorrow yet, but Google still knows what the weather is like tomorrow, right? How is this possible? How is it happening? Due to the power of data science and analysis, you can use the past data to assess, analyze where you went wrong in the past, and also predict, make predictions, not just guesses. These are predictions based on data, and you can say, hey, with this particular data, this is what is going to be the weather tomorrow. This is what the weather is going to be like maybe 3-4 days later, right? Now, when I checked yesterday here in Bengaluru, it said it's going to rain today, and it has never stopped raining from yesterday, right? So predicting the future is what literally every company out there wants. Let's be very honest. On a small scale, even with our personal goals, we would try to predict what might happen if we take along a certain path. But if you have data to tell you this is exactly what might happen, then of course literally everyone from researchers, experts, beginners, people jumping in from other professions are the ones who will be interested to this. When clients hear of this, they will be the first ones to say, hey, I want this kind of a functionality in my product. This is exactly what's happening around the world, especially in the last year and this year, wherein everyone not just realizes, even though they think they cannot use data science for their products, they are changing their mind saying, hey, we have a component of data science that we can integrate no matter what. They might be a hardcore cloud computing company. Even on the cloud platforms, if you realize, concepts such as AI, machine learning, and all of these are trending for the last 1 or 2 years. Why do you think that is the case, right? The talk is not just about data science. When you talk about data analysis as well, again, you would have analyzed something on a personal scale which you might not know you have done, right? Let's take a example of maybe a new TV show that has come out, right? There's a new TV show in the world out there, someone and it's trending, right? Probably you can think about something like Game of Thrones or something when it was extremely popular. So when some new TV show is there and you guys are excited about it, your friends are all talking about it, they're going on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, just showing the world that they're watching this TV show, they're liking it and all of that. What do you do, right? Because this is exactly what I do. When someone or something is trending, I tend to first research about why it is trending, understand what's going on, and then take a look at what the product actually is, right? That is actually a very simple form of data analysis. Now when there's a new movie, you usually ask your friend's opinion, or you look at the what people have rated on something like IMDb, right? A platform out there. Now when you take a look at these kind of concepts, you're curious to understand more about it, so you dive into the depths to just research a little bit, analyze and assess, right? That is exactly what you're going to be thinking about when you're looking at data analysis. So what is data analysis? Data analysis is nothing but the process of actually collecting data, evaluating it in a structured manner, and converting raw information all the way and creating useful information out of it, right? You can think about anything. Think about market research, think about analyzing and assessing sales data, think about logistic analysis, right? It's a very simple thing. When you go on to Amazon, order a parcel and it says that it's going to be delivered in 2 days, it is exactly going to be delivered in 2 days or even earlier, right? So how does Amazon know that this product, no matter where it is in the country, will reach you in the next 2 days, right? Us simply clicking 3-4 mouse clicks and ordering a product is not the end. As soon as you confirm your order, there is an entire process where the company Amazon itself are trying to assess and analyze what is the best way that they can efficiently get the package out to you. Of course, if you have one package, it would be meaningless to probably put your one package on an entire flight, put it on an entire truck to send it to maybe from Delhi to Bangalore, something like that, right? So again, there is a ton of data science and AI. When you think about any domain, you guys can put down your comments in with names of domains, and I'll tell you how it is used there as well, right? Now Madan Lal has a fantastic question. He says, I am a business analyst in financial services domain with 10 plus years of experience. How can I switch my career to data science? Well, Madan Lal, welcome to this particular session. We are glad you tuned in and we are glad you asked this particular question. Right now, when you are a business analyst and when you say that you've been working in the financial services domain, you already have one part of data science covered, right? Now when we talk about data science and we talk about business analytics, in fact the entire thing comes under one umbrella term called data science. Data science is nothing but us trying to work with data on all the forms, right? Be it in its most raw form all the way to converting it into useful information. Now Madan Lal, if you are looking forward to taking your next step towards data science itself, especially in the financial services domain, you have to understand that with respect to financial services, I am sure that you will have a lot of data metric points that you can assess and analyze going ahead every single day, right? You can automate this process. You can eventually make the process better to a point where you can use artificial intelligence and power your products through that. Now, how do you go about learning data science? How do you switch your career is exactly what we're going to be covering in the next 15-20 minutes. So make sure you are tuned in, right? Now Aditya Jadhav has a question. PG course is offline or online? Well, Aditya, this is an online program that we are going to be discussing in today's session, right? So now that you guys are taking a look at data science, data analytics, some of you all who are switching from other professionals might have a question saying, okay, so what does a data analyst or a data scientist do? Well, look, a data analyst is responsible for not just analyzing data, right? If you just say what a data analyst does, he analyzes data, it won't make sense, right? Now a data analyst should also know how you can go on to work with database systems, because storing data is the key part of using it later. If your data is not stored and if you cannot work with it later on, well, how, right? So everything from storing the data to pre-processing it. When we say pre-processing, we mean to actually process the data in a way where it is cleaner, it is crisper, and your machine learning algorithms or whatever it is in the next couple of steps will be clear for all of you all there, right? So that is required there. And not just that, data analysts also are very much keen on creating beautiful looking dashboards. Now this is one particular section of data science called business intelligence. Have you guys heard of tools such as Power BI, Tableau, ClickSense and all of that? This is exactly what data analysts will be using as well, right? Now a person called RAHQ is saying, I am very poor in math, can I be a data analyst? Well, that's a fantastic question. Now, being a person who requires mathematical knowledge is required, but the mathematics here is very different, because here you will not be asked to derive anything. You will not be given a statement and say, hey, prove this theorem is correct or not. No, you will actually be using statistical concepts that already exist, and you will be applying them. So applied mathematics is very, very different from not just being able to match it with your college level mathematics, right? In college, or be it in your previous educational institutions, you might have learned how to learn those concepts of mathematics, but here what you'll be concentrating upon in data science is how you can go on to use it, right? Now when you think about machine learning, when you think about image recognition, when you think about face recognition, any concept that is governed in the world of data science, your computer will try to find a mathematical way of actually understanding it, right? Now we will look at the slide and say, hey, you can read all of this, you can look that there is an image and all of that, but the computer does not understand all of this. On the most fundamental level, it knows only zeros and it knows only ones, right? So to make it intelligent, first of all, we need to have the capability to say, hey, this is a mathematical concept which can be used for that particular application, and this is how we use it. That how part is very important for data science. So I hope that answers your question, right? Now when we take a look at what skills are required for you guys to look towards data science and data analysis, you're going to require programming knowledge, guys. So programming knowledge on the lines of either Python programming language, R programming language, or something called as SAS or SAS as it's called, right? So the programming language is required. It's not just programming. Now some of you all might be coming from a non-technical background, you might be coming from an arts background, you might be coming from a digital marketing background. This is where the advantage comes in. Look at these two skills, right? Creative thinking and communication skills. This is exactly what you guys will be bringing from your previous job roles out here. What I've seen is when someone makes a career switch to a completely different domain, their way of thinking and solving a problem is astonishing. For someone who has worked in digital marketing for 5 years, if that person makes a switch to data science, he will bring some expertise with respect to how the process in data science can be made better with their prior experience with respect to digital marketing, and that kind of a thinking will not be possible at the start itself for someone who has not worked in digital marketing, right? So that is very important. Of course, you're going to require skills on SQL, you're going to require skills on machine learning and all of that, right? So a person who is a trained data scientist, a person who has the ability to say, call himself a data scientist and hold a job role for that designation, is a person who will know how to work a little bit about mathematics and understand how to apply mathematics, first of all. Once you go on to clear and you have an understanding of saying, hey, this person is required to work on a little bit of mathematics, what is the next thing? Since data science is such a huge domain, it will always add value for you guys to understand that either every day one or the other tool, one or the other library, something is trending, right? So when things are trending, if you actually go on to ride the trend train, as we call it, you will see that the light at the end of the tunnel is beautiful, right? For example, right now, I just told you that data science and data analytics are the hottest jobs in the 21st century. They are the highest paying jobs out there. Well, if they are the highest paying, if they are the hottest, they are the most trending, if you did not know anything about data science or data analysis, or even the fact that it exists, do you think you could have worked on becoming one? It would have been difficult, right? Because you don't know how much of trending it is, why the world are going gaga about all of these things. So once you understand this, you have to this is very important for you guys to assess, not just knowing that trends exist, but also following along with the trends, learning what the trends are required to learn, and eventually using it, right? So to answer some of your questions, which you'll be asking, saying what are the skills that are needed for data science and data analysis roles? Well, there are going to be a lot of skills which you will learn as you go, as I'll guide you in the program that we're about to discuss. One important thing you have to understand is that right now is the time that you guys will have to take to learn data science and data analysis, because when you look at some trend charts, the trend chart is at an angle. It's almost like at an 80 or a 70-degree angle, wherein number of jobs are going up, the salaries are going up as well. But the skills that you have here are the skills that you will learn, or you will bring this experience from your previous roles. First of all, data oriented approach, right? Now, whenever you try to talk to maybe a musician, the musician not just knows how to play it, but he or she might also know how the things work which will make it work, which will make the instrument give out the sound, right? Similarly, you might have some experience in your previous roles that you guys will be looking at this. Then of course you're going to require a good amount of out of the box thinking, wherein you'll try to find multiple solutions to the same problem. Building logic is something you guys should be concentrating upon, and not just building logic, it's your ability to learn quick as well, right? Now to answer some of your questions here, Subhansh says, which IDE can we use for our programming language? Well, Subhansh, you for our programming language, R Studio in my opinion is one of the very good integrated development environments. It's built for that purpose, so that will work well. RAHK has one more question. SQL, Python and Tableau learning, do you think 6 months is enough? Well, that's a very good question, because the course that we're about to discuss eventually will be talking to you in the duration of somewhere around 6 months all the way to 11-12 months. And if you are taught in a structured manner, if you're exactly taught what is required, then of course you will go from a beginner to being a complete expert if you put in the effort that is required, right? Now, Ganesh Das asks the question, is the online courses recognized for job? If yes, provide the details. Well, Ganesh, that's exactly what we are about to just discuss here as well, right? So what should you guys focus on when you're building your career, and how much will an online program help you get to that point, right? So yes, to answer to your question, online programs are recognized for jobs, and in fact, some of the companies even prefer people who are certified by organizations, because at the end of the day, it's a surety for them saying this person has put in a good amount of effort, right? Vriddhi Jane, welcome to the session. She says, I am an undergraduate. Can I do data and analytics course and get a job? Of course, Vriddhi, if you are a person who is, that you have decided saying, hey, I love doing this. I want to understand more about data science. I want to understand more about data analytics, and I want to have a lucrative career in this particular field. Yes, of course, you can go on to do it, right? Now, when you take a look at focusing on what it is that you guys need to build your career upon, see, first of all, take a look at what skills and what tools are required in the industry, right? We're going to talk about 3 different things. The fundamental concepts that's required for you guys, regardless of what domain you come from, what are some of the trending techniques in these domains, and what sort of understanding should you have about data science, which is, again, which is very vast in its scope that you might not have in another different particular course or a domain or anything like that. Right now, when we're thinking about foundational concepts, see, you have to understand that you're going to require some knowledge about how you can use statistics and applied mathematics, as I told you, right? So working on things such as descriptive statistics, working on concepts such as probability, and understanding and learning SQL in depth is very much the foundational concepts which are required to start your career in data science and analytics. Now, foundational concepts, it's fine, you guys can go on to learn all of these foundational concepts, but what you have to understand is how you use those foundational concepts and build upon them later, right? So there are some trending techniques which are absolutely amazing when you think on the lines of these, right? Right now in the world of data science and data analytics, things such as data mining, predictive modeling, time series forecasting, machine learning, and advanced statistics are the ones which are trending. Now, when I say trending, what I mean is that these are the requirements, these are the technologies through which people who are offering jobs are saying, hey, you need to know machine learning, you need to know time series forecasting, you need to know predictive modeling, right? If you look at job descriptions for data scientists, data analysts, and business analysts, you will realize that, hey, these are some of the things that they are asking. It's not just 1 or 2 companies out there that are doing this. There is a certain pattern that when you to an in-depth level analyze and assess, just like how we are done, this is exactly what is being asked in the industry right now, and not just not just you have to learn because this is what the industry wants, but these are the concepts which govern how the entire domain itself works. So going ahead, you can use all of these learnings not just as a data scientist in one particular company or one particular role. The advantage here is that you can use all of these things in multiple different domains. Think about where data science is used in terms of marketing, in terms of retail analytics, right? Amazon is amazing at this. They use artificial intelligence powered entities and data science powered concepts to analyze every single bit in depth. Now, right from when you open Amazon's website until what all you do, add a product to your cart, how long you take to add a product to your cart, what else are you looking at, every single thing that you do, they will be analyzing completely in depth to understand customer behavior, right? And it's not just Amazon, and it's not just retail analytics. When you are a person who says, hey, I want to be a part of Facebook, not as a user, but also as a person who's contributing to Facebook. So if you have a goal which says, I want to work for Facebook, I want to work for Google, I want to work for Snapchat, I want to work for Twitter. When that is the case, these are the social media companies out there. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, these are the companies right now that are trending, and they're hiring data scientists and data analysts left and right, because these guys have realized how much power that it adds to their product and to the company. They just want more and more of it, right? So you're not just limited to marketing, you're not just limited to web and social media analytics, but you can take a look at finance and risk analytics, and also supply chain and logistic analytics, right? So this advantage you get in particular data science domain, because data science is, as I told you, used everywhere, right? You can even take a look at understanding where data science is used in the concept of medicine. Now, medicine and in the world of IT is two different things when we just have a casual conversation, but when we try to go into the depth and analyze what these two domains are doing, you will realize that there are a million things that data science is doing to help the world of medicine maybe assess something faster, or maybe help in some sort of processing, help in genome synthesis, genome sequencing, so much more, right? So you guys, as people who are trying to assess and analyze and saying, hey, what should you do when you have to get your career straight in the concept of data science, you will have to try to assess and look at what are some of the skills that you learned previously, right? Now, some of you all have told me that you're undergraduates. Some of you all have told me that you've completed BCA and you're coming from a digital marketing firm. Some of you have told me that you might have not had any mathematical background, right? Fine, but there are some other things where you're skilled at which also you can use, right? It's not just, hey, I was a digital marketing expert, now I move to data science, I forget everything about digital marketing. Absolutely not. In fact, if you just type in Google which says artificial intelligence for artificial intelligence and data science for digital marketing, you will realize you will find 10-15 different tools, and you will probably find a lot of communities where they are actually actively developing all of these, right? So all the skills that you would have previously used in your career as well, right? It's going to be put to good use, be it any terms of domain expertise where you're coming from another domain, someone's coming from a finance domain, someone's coming from a digital marketing domain, and all of that, right? So previously you might have been able to work on multiple projects, so handling projects and changing your adaptability when you look at a career is also super important, right? And it's not just these things that we have to be concerned about, it's also talking about bringing critical thinking and creativity to your picture as well, right? Now, let me just pick up a couple of your questions. Arvind says, why we use Python for data science and why don't we use any other programming language? Well, Arvind, we use more than one programming language. In fact, for data science, we use SQL is a good level of a programming language in all of its own, because we're working with databases. We require our programming language for data analysis. We use Python majorly because of the fact that Python can talk to hundreds of libraries that are out there. And I am sure, Arvind, that you've joined us for multiple sessions out here, our Python sessions. So you would have realized that working with Python is way easier compared to any other programming language, in my opinion. Do you agree? So I'm sure you'll say yes to that. And that is the most simplest reason, wherein if you are trying to achieve artificial intelligence, when we say we are trying to build a self-driving car, it is not an easy task to get your computer to understand how to drive a car, right? So it becomes extremely complex for a programmer to go on to write all this logic. But Python will simplify it to a point where all of your working, all of your logic can actually be put into solving the problem, rather than working on saying, oh, the syntax is so difficult, I don't know how to work with that, right? So I hope that answers your question. Deep Jyoti asked the question. I've completed BCA and I'm a digital marketing executive for 3 years at a firm. Can I switch to data analytics? Well, Deep Jyoti, welcome to this particular session. Yes, of course. As I told you, right, regardless of all these backgrounds that you guys are coming in from, if you have a structured path of how you can learn, where you can learn, what you can learn, and of course from whom you're learning, if you sort all of these things out, I am confident if you have a bit of passion for data science and analytics, you can become a thorough expert in this particular domain. Varun asks a question saying, is mathematical skill required for data science? Well, Varun, thank you so much for that particular question. Yes, mathematical skills are required, but this mathematics is not the same as what you would be learning in your college. In fact, you will not be approaching mathematics at the same level at all. There, you try to understand what a theorem is, how you solve the theorem, and all that. But here, you'll be concerned about using those results and analyzing. So, applying mathematics is very important, right? No one is going to say, hey, prove this particular theorem in data science. Absolutely not. They'll ask you a question saying, how can you use that theorem in data science? That part which answers how, and when there's a mathematical entity on the other side of that question, that is the mathematics that is required. Sudhakar says, I am currently in SAP administration module. I want to transition to be a data analyst. How do I go? How do you suggest I go about this transition? Well, Sudhakar, welcome to this session. Thank you so much for tuning in. It is fantastic that you're working in SAP administration. Now, the world of data science is so vast that you'll have to find a way to navigate through it, right? Now, Sudhakar, this is exactly what we are about to discuss for the next 15-20 minutes out here. After we quickly discuss these bonus tip sections, I'm going to be walking you through two fantastic specialization programs for professionals and for beginners as well, wherein you guys can go on to use it effectively. Now, to give you a quick couple of bonus tips, right? Now, guys, regardless of where you are in your work experience, some of you all who might have joined will be still in college. You guys might still be new to any domain, of course, and some of you all might be thorough experts in other domains, but you're looking forward to switch to these domains, right? So, regardless of these, my tip for you guys is to make sure you're assessing the current job landscape and requirements, right? Now, if you are about to learn a domain which is not at all trending, which is not at all, probably it is a legacy application that people don't want to use anymore. If you spend 2-3 years learning on that and later you realize people don't want it anymore, it doesn't make sense, right? So understand where the job market is headed. Right now, for the next 5 years, as of multiple surveys, multiple research, everywhere in the top 3 roles, you see data science, you see data analytics, you see artificial intelligence. And of course, artificial intelligence is also a part of data science because you use data to eventually train these models to learn, right? So understand what is required for the future. Then talk to experts. Now, whenever you guys join in for these live sessions, this is the reason we keep telling you to subscribe to the Great Learning YouTube channel, right? Because when you network with experts like us, when you network with peers like us, wherein we might have used those particular concepts previously, or eventually we are researching on that a lot, you will not only have the understanding of how things work better, but also we can align your learning to exactly what is required in the industry, right? That is where the entire gap that exists in today's world. You would have learned something in college, or you would have learned something on your previous job. As soon as you make a switch, it'll feel like you have to learn everything again. But if you had learned it in a way wherein you knew that, hey, going into this domain, I would have had some clarity there. Eventually, understanding that, talking to experts, you would not have to relearn something, right? Just because of the fact that you got into a role there. That is important, guys. Now, what is one more important thing whenever you are learning anything is to challenge yourself, correct? Now, even the most simplest thing which has nothing to do with data science, think about running, right? If any of you all have started running or maybe going to the gym or something, you will realize that day one you might not be able to lift a lot of weights or maybe run a lot, but as and when days progress, you will actually go on to understand these things better and better, how your muscles work, why you can lift way more weights than at the start. For the first day you might have run 1 kilometer, maybe 3 months down the line you can run a 10-kilometer run very easily, right? So you have to understand that you have to challenge yourself. Now, in the data science and the data analytics domain, how do you challenge yourself? With industry level projects, right? If you just keep working on tiny mini project, 1 or 2 project, and think that this is enough, it will not be. It will happen the same case as in you learn something, but as soon as you're going for an interview, as soon as you're going for a job, they're asking for something bigger than what you can provide in terms of knowledge and experience, right? To make sure you've got that covered, you work on industry level projects. Now, all of these things are possible for all of us, right? But sometimes again we are short on time at the point where the data science trend has already taken off, and before it plateaus, we want to get all of you guys into this domain and make sure that you have access to the highest paying salaries, to some really fantastic jobs out there, right? So this is where career assistance comes into the picture. Whenever you guys are looking at specializations, whenever you guys are looking for higher education, especially in the online platform, always make sure that you're looking for industry level projects and you're looking for career assistance as well, right? Now this is exactly what we are going to discuss in this particular section, where we will talk about a couple of fantastic programs which will help you get towards your goal. Now, we discussed a lot of things about the skills that is required. We discussed a lot of things about saying, hey, this is trending, this is required. But if all of these things are trending, if all of these things are required, you're supposed to find a structured way to go about learning all of that. That is exactly what we present to you through this 11-month post-graduation program in data science and business analytics, right? Now, for all the people who have been asking questions saying, hey, I've been coming from a different background, I have no clue about maths, I have no clue about Python, I might have never used data science in my life before. Well, we'll also be discussing a program which is basically post-graduation program in data science and engineering, right? Now this particular program is meant for all you guys who are freshers who are watching this particular video, or you have somewhere around 1, 2 or 3 years of experience, right? This is a 9-month program with dedicated placement assistance, to a point where you will understand a lot of things. Now, as soon as we graduate from college, what is the most important thing that we'll have to take a look at? What is trending and what is required, right? Look at this. Let me zoom in a little so you guys can see this better. And as soon as you take a look at what the curriculum is of this particular data science and engineering online program, you will realize that there are some preparatory modules, right? Basics of Python, to make sure that you guys who might have never worked with Python previously get used to the programming language first, right? Now, once you go on to learn about the basics of Python, the next thing is talking to you guys and aligning your entire learning in a direction which says, hey, learn all of these things which will eventually help you as a foundation, set things straight upon which you can build later, right? You can use data science for business analytics, you can use data science for sales analytics, you can use it for logistic analysis. But when I say when you have to use it, you're going to require some foundations upon which you will later build that direction to go to, right? That is where we will be checking out. Now look at the foundations on these course. Everything from the introduction of Python programming all the way to you guys understanding exploratory data analysis, you guys understanding the statistical methods which are required, and SQL programming as well, right? Now, when I was telling you guys all the trending concepts, I told you that Python is trending because of course it's the top programming language in the world. Then we have data analysis, which is trending because literally everyone from a student all the way to the biggest of the biggest companies out there, everyone knows that you can use data science and data analytics in one way or another. You can analyze something. 10 years back, 15 years back, if you just told someone that, hey, I'll just take all the details of how many people watch the TV show or a movie or something, and I will just keep it and say that I can predict in the future how many people will come watch the same movies, that people would have laughed at 15 years back. But now if you tell them, hey, give me the last 2 years data of maybe how your sales are going on, or maybe 1 month data of how your sales is going on, I will predict how it will go in the future. Of course, everyone will be interested to go on to do this, right? So that is super important. Now, even in the foundation level, what you're getting here at Great Learning's post-graduation program is you have multiple projects that you'll be working on and multiple quizzes which will reinforce your concept one after the other, to make sure that, in the entire 9 months that we have this particular program, you guys will be constantly learning these sessions from experts, from mentors, and not just learning these concepts but also working on many projects and many quizzes out there, right? So what do you do after your foundation? After you have a solid foundation in these domains, I told you that machine learning is always trending, and it has been for the last 2 years. Well, of course, we're going to be teaching you machine learning as well. with respect to everything from linear regression, logistic regression, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, ensemble techniques, right? So all of these things are very much required for a person who's very serious about your career. And when you go on to hunt for jobs, right, when you just go on to websites like linkedin.com and indeed.com, especially if you're a fresher, right, now this particular course is definitely meant for people who have less than 3 years of experience. You will realize everything that you're seeing on your screen right now is the current requirement. People are looking out for all of these things, right? So when you know what people want, and when you can learn what it is that they want, and eventually even have a certification program and have a post graduation program there, why do you think you would not want to do it, right? And it's not all about learning. Now I am sure that most of you all, when you're looking at learning something further or making a career switch, we all will have our reasons. But especially if you're a fresher or a person with low experience, you might be concerned about saying, hey, how can I prepare for another couple of interviews? How can you go on to learn something? How do you face interviews? How do you work on it? What are the roles that you can apply for in data science and all of that, right? So here again, we will give you career preparation in terms of aptitude training, in terms of development. How do you go on to work on your resume? How do you prepare for these interviews, right? So our mentors are thorough experts who will help you prepare your resumes and train you with these skills as well. And of course, you will have a post-graduation certificate, and once you have a certificate from a prestigious institution like Great Lakes or even the University of Texas at Austin, when we discuss this program, you have to realize that you are diving deep into the topic, and the outcome is you guys becoming experts from this, right? So our entire intention here is to make sure that you guys have a structured path through which you can have a direction. You not only have a sense of direction, but at the same time you are learning what is exactly being required in the industry. So for you guys beginners, I definitely think that this program is going to add a lot of value in terms of giving you access to not just a capstone projects, not just career preparation, but also your exclusive campus hiring drives, right? Now I told you that data science is used in multiple different domains. Look at this. We have projects on healthcare. We have multiple projects in the retail industry. We have multiple projects on sports, on education sector, on the e-commerce sector, right? And you can realize that we have 1,000 plus projects that are completed here in 15 plus domains. So once you start working on all of these projects, once you start understanding all of these domains, you will have a choice. At the end of these programs, you can say, hey, I have a preference wherein I want to maybe work for Facebook because I love social media analytics. Well, you can definitely take that approach because you have learned all of these projects wherein you have hands-on done it. Alright, and you might be a person who says, hey, maybe I want to go about working on the retail sector. Of course, that is also possible, as you can see, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, what is more important apart from the curriculum that you're going to learn, of course, is to make sure you guys are learning from the leading experts in the industry, right? Now we present to you some of the most faculty. These are the most experienced and the top guys in these industries, right? Be it Dr. Abhinanda Sarkar, be it all these people. These guys know what it is that they are doing. These guys have been complete experts, and once you learn from thorough experts and they have handled multiple people, freshers, experienced professionals, they themselves bring decades worth of experience to you, right? And of course, guys, you can find out all about the great learning advantage out there, right? Of course, we'll have online classes wherein we'll have our top ranking faculty teach you. You can network with it, you can talk to your program managers, you can interact with your peers who are learning aside, and you will get not just learning but also mentorship from experts in the industry, right? And of course, what is important for people who are looking forward to making a switch in your career, you're going to require placement assistance, you're going to require some training on what is required. So of course, we do provide all of that and a lot more. Now guys, to go on to make sure that you guys are tuned into this program, since of course this is a 9-month live online training program designed by world-class faculty members and expert professionals, what it is that you guys have to do is to make sure that you're completing the application progress that we have today. Right now, in this application process, all you have to do is fill a particular online form for us, and there will be a small admissions test and interview that you'll have to clear, and after that you'll eventually be given an offer letter, right? So in fact, one deadline for the upcoming batch is today itself. There's a batch starting today. So you guys can, if you guys are freshers with less than 3 years of experience, you guys can go on to put your name, email address, put in your mobile number and your years of experience, and you guys will get a call from our experts who will help you with your progress. Right now, okay. So this is the data science and engineering program is a fantastic program for you people who will be less than 3 years of experience. Now, when we talk about people who are business professionals who are coming in from another domain who want to just take their learning and their understanding about a domain to another level, you guys should take a look at the PG program in data science and business analytics. Now, when you talk about data science and business analytics, this is a program that we are doing in collaboration with the University of Texas at Austin in USA. Right, eventually after completing a program such as this, you will have access to 2 certificates, guys. One is from the University of Texas at Austin itself, and there is another certificate from Great Lakes Executive Learning. So having 2 certificates, especially for a person who's maybe switching from digital marketing to data science, is going to help you a lot, because these if you have a postgraduate degree where it says the University of Texas at Austin, trust me, people will want to be interested in your role. People will want to take a look at what it is that you have learned and what it is that you can do in terms of skills. Right, so of course the University of Texas at Austin is ranked number 6 in the entire world for business analytics, and it would add a lot of value for you guys to have your learning aligned with respect to that. Right, now all of these programs have been designed in collaboration with the experts that we have at Great Lakes and also the experts that we have at the University of Texas at Austin. Now, all the content that will be taught is again content basically being taught from the faculty at Great Lakes and also the University of Texas as well, and there are a lot of other experts, data scientists, data analysts who will be helping you throughout the program here. Now, when you take a look at what it is that you'll have to learn here, again, since this is a data science and business analytics specific program, you're going to require some understanding of the domain. Right, for all the people who might have never had experience with programming before, maybe with respect to Python, right, so you're going to require knowledge upon that, because here the fundamentals, the foundations that we're starting out is everything you need to know from the introduction to data science all the way to understanding where it is used in the business finance industry, where it is used in the marketing industry, the CRM industry. Right, basically CRM stands for customer relationship management. You will be understanding all of that, and of course, as a person who's looking towards data science, as a person who's looking towards business analytics, it becomes important that you have an understanding of the various domains where you can not only just say I can only analyze this and this, but you can also say I can have a complete understanding of right from when the data arrives into the company all the way to when the data exits the company. Right, that is super important out here. And you remember when we spoke about those techniques which are the most fundamental ones for you guys going ahead and building your career here, and also some of these techniques which eventually are trending and all the job descriptions out there, in fact most of them will be asking for either of these roles or in fact all of them. Right, be it advanced statistics. Now let me just click on advanced statistics here. You will realize everything from ANOVA, basically stands for analysis of variance, regression analysis, data mining, predictive modeling, to a part where you will be learning about linear discriminant analysis, regression methodologies, time series forecasting, where you will understand how you can go on to predict. When I told you can predict future values based on previous experimental values, it is basically time series forecasting as well. Right, so you're going to understand all it is you have to know about in depth here, and it is not just theoretical learning that you guys are getting. If you realize that with every single module that we are trying to take a look at, you have multiple quizzes, you have multiple projects that you will have access to. Right, now once you are clear with all of these techniques, once you have become an expert in these techniques, the next thing that you will have a question is saying, okay, so I have learned so and so, now how can I apply this in my favorite industry, in my favorite domain. Right, some of you will be looking at finance, data science for finance, some of you will be looking at data science for marketing analysis, some of you all will be looking at data science for logistic analysis as well. So to make sure that all of you all are covered here, we will be talking about how you can solve multiple problems in all of these industries, all of these domains with the help of data science. Right, Well, as I told you, right, everything from marketing and retail analytics all the way to understanding where and how it is used in web and social media. What should you know? What should you learn? What amount of projects you must do to have the industry exposure out there, right? Everything is taught to you guys here, to a good level of degree. But then you remember when I told you that business analytics is business analytics. When I say business analytics, I mean business intelligence analysis is also a key part here. Well, of course, we are also making sure that you guys are learning everything you need to know about Tableau as well. Data visualization using Tableau is the requirement for data scientists and business analysts in today's world. Whenever you open a job description for a business analyst or a data analyst, it will ask for some sort of business intelligence tools, especially if you're trying to hunt and work in a product based company, right? Anywhere across the world in any domain, this is the fact, right? When people are saying, hey, this is the skill that you have to bring to have to hold a designation with us, of course, why should you not work towards that, right? And guys, of course, you'll be working on a capstone project here as well. In fact, you'll be working on multiple projects throughout the entire program. But when you have a real-time projects which you're doing under an industry expert's guidance, you will not just be introduced to everything about data science you need to know, but you will become thorough experts, because at the end of the day, when you're working on a completely industry-based program or industry-based problem that you're trying to solve, you're going to be using a ton of learning that will come out of it when you're actually applying your job, or in fact when you have got your job and you're working there as well, right? So completing this project will eventually mean that you guys have earned a postgraduate certification in data science and business analytics. As I told you, you'll get two certificates. One is from the University of Texas at Austin and the other one is from Great Lakes Executive Learning. Now, learning part, I am sure that you guys are confident. You know that you're getting the cream of the cream, the top of the top things that you have to learn in the entire domain. But what about career assistance, right? For some of you all who are professionals who are looking to switch from another domain to this domain, you will be curious to say, hey, after I have done all the learning, will I just have a certificate and just hunt around for jobs? What do I do? Well, after you have cleared the program, you will have access to throughout your learning as well. You'll be guided through the career path that you can take to build a professional resume. You can attend mock interviews. Eventually you will be nailing your professional interviews because you are being trained by thorough experts and you are being mentored by experts at the same time, right? So we discussed how many projects that you guys will have access to work with, right? And whenever you guys are learning, you have to understand it is very, very important to have the top of the top faculty teaching you guys, right? So of course we have some of the most well-renowned experts in the world who will be teaching you everything you need to know here. And it is not just faculties who are helping you achieve all the success here. We have our mentors. You will have multiple sessions with mentors who will stand as a guidance for you while you are being taught by the experts themselves, and eventually you can go on to work with these mentors and help you further, right? So when we say that we are giving you so many advantages at Great Learning, this is basically us telling you that you are being taught by world-class faculty. You guys have the access to some of the most renowned mentors in this particular domain. A lot of theoretical learning and complete hands-on exposure everywhere, right? Let me scroll up here. When I show you every single project that we are discussing, every single module that we are talking about, you will realize that everywhere we are trying to quiz you, everywhere we have given you a project so that you can go on to learn, assess and understand things better, right? Of course, whenever it is you have to learn something theoretical, applying it practically will always help you, right? Now you will have the assistance of networking and program support on the way, where you'll have a program manager to solve all of your queries. You'll be interacting with fellow members again to eventually grow your professional network, mentorship from the experts, and of course all of these are divided into small batches so that you all can get attention from the experts out there, right? Now when you look at unlocking career opportunities with respect to Great Learning, you have the access to glAccelerate. Now Accelerate is basically our dedicated career support program where you'll have access to relevant jobs from 500 plus companies. You get personalized mentorship again based on your industry, based on your experience, and eventually you will have interview preparation workshops all the way to help you ensure that you guys will crack your goals, your requirements, and get your dream job, right? As I told you, you'll not only have access to curated jobs, at the same time you'll also have access to interview preparation, career mentorship and a lot more. Now you can find and understand a lot about our learner achievements, because we have had 300 plus learners who have given 65 plus conference presentations, 7 international conferences, 10 national conferences, and also 3 publications in the top journals, right? And of course our learners have won multiple best paper awards across multiple different universities, and these are the alumni, these are what the learners have done using these particular programs, right? You can see everything from Springer, IIMB, all the way to IEEE Explore. We have experts and learners who have just used these particular programs to eventually get to the expertise. Now, again, as I told you, this is going to be a 11-month program. You cannot become an expert in data science and data analytics in maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? All of those, of course, there are certain programs out there which will get you started with the domain and maybe give you a certificate of completion to ensure that you guys have the knowledge, and of course a tool to showcase the knowledge. But what we are trying to achieve here with the post-graduation program is to make sure that you guys are becoming thorough experts in all these domains, right? 11-month program with access to 225 plus hours of online learning content. You have career support, you have access to glAccelerate, right? And eventually everything from individual doubt solving session all the ways to you guys handling 17 real world projects, which again will be guided by industry level experts and a lot more, right? Now again guys, as I told you, there's a very simple application process that you guys have to follow. You'll have to fill an application form. You'll have to go through a small screening call from the admission director's office, and eventually an offer will be rolled out wherein you can join the particular program. But of course, since we have limited seats, it'll only be rolled out to few candidates. So make sure you are securing your seat today, right? You can find out a lot of these details, program details, saying what it is, what is the ranking of University of Texas at Austin, how will the program help you in your career, right? What would be the faculty, who would be the faculty that are teaching, is this content relevant after you complete your course, right? You can find out a lot of these questions answered in the frequently asked questions, and you can take a look at the other programs which are related as well, right? Ladies and gentlemen, with this, again, you can put down your name, you can just put down your email ID here, name, email, phone and password, name, email, phone and your work experience will tell you what it is. Now, since we are talking about professionals for this particular program, you guys might have experience between 2-3 years, 3 to 5, 5 to 8, 8 to 12, 12 to 15, or whatever it is. You can choose this particular program, and you can just put in your work experience, put in your mobile phone and your name, and hit submit. Now, when you go on to submit the details here, we will make sure that there is an expert from our admissions office giving you a call wherein you can get any more doubts that you have cleared with respect to this particular program, right? As always guys, this is going to be a program that will guide you from being a beginner in data science all the way to being a complete thorough expert. You can find out a lot about it. You can find out about the career support you're provided. You can find out about the other success stories, the growth that has come out of great learning as well, right? You can listen to our learners, our alumni, and you can read all these success stories which eventually will help you. We've had 8,000 plus career transitions, 500 plus hiring partners, and an average salary hike of 48%, right? So you can find out a lot of these things if you head to the Great Learning website, and I'm sure with this all of you all will be very curious to know about. Make sure you guys are putting down your name, number and your email address in the part of the course that I have shown you guys. The link is also available in the comment section, right? Okay guys, fantastic. With this, we have come to the end of the session. I hope this career guidance session was very helpful to all of you all. We've learned everything from having a quick introduction to what the industry is like for data science, understanding the trends, the job market, understanding what are some of the things that you should be learning, attacking how it is that you guys have to learn, and also talking about a very structured, very well curated program taught by industry level experts that will eventually not only teach you all of these concepts but also let you have a post-graduation program completed with a prestigious university such as Great Lakes or University of Texas at Austin as well, right? Now guys, you'll find all the details in the links that are given in the comment section. Of course, you can go to greatlearning.in for more details about this as well, right? Okay guys, on that note, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Anirudh Rao, and as always, I'm excited to see you on the next one. Cheers and have a beautiful day ahead.